Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and it comes in 1/48 scale. We have quite an interesting combo set here because it's called as a forward base, and on the box art you can see what is actually supplied inside. So we have Cobra H1G in 1/48 scale. We have also US helicopter pilots, again in the same scale, and we get also OV-10A Bronco together with US pilots and ground personnel. So you can combine all these four together into one interesting diorama, or you can use them in separate builds. But what we are going to do today is to open this box and take a closer look at what is actually supplied here. So first of all, box size is typical for ICM. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have nice box art in my opinion, and here on the side you will find some information about the real prototype and also about the kits inside. So we have 169 parts for assembly of Cobra helicopter and 242 parts for assembly of Bronco aircraft, 38 parts for assembly of 5 figures of US pilots, and 36 parts for assembly of 5 figures of US helicopter pilots. And here on the side you can see what I was talking about. So all these, let's say, items are shown in a bit simplified view so that you can understand what is supplied and in how many, let's say, pieces or characters. So as usual, box is sealed here with a tape, clear tape, so I'm going just to cut through it and we will take a closer look together. But it's a typical feature recently for ICM, so that's why if the seal is broken, then it means somebody was opening the box before you, and it's better to check all the parts or maybe ask seller to supply you a different kit if you don't like such stuff. So now I'm going to take it off the camera because it's a bit of a tight fitment, and usually there is an issue with, let's say, removing the top cover. It sits too tight and you have literally to use two hands in order to take it off, because otherwise it's nearly impossible due to the very tight placement on the white box. So here it is, and overall box structure is typical. As I said, we have this color printed top cover, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box. I'm going to open it right now, and here is what we have inside. So this is the special folder with assembly manuals, and then we have all the kits in separate plastic bags. So we will be checking them one by one as usual, and we will start with the top one and then gradually we move to the bottom contents of this box. Okay, on the top we have helicopter. Actually no, this is the OV-10, which is supplied in 2 plastic bags, surprisingly. So just give me a second. I will open it. Here we go on with the first plastic bag. I'm going to remove this resealable flap. And we are going to start with this gray plastic sprue, which is dedicated to wing parts. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same kit as the solo release. Nothing should be changed here, and that's actually a good thing because we reviewed the initial release, and as you remember, the kit proved to be really nice. We have nice features here for the external details on the wing, so it's just a matter of careful painting and weathering on these areas. And overall parts division is also quite well thought, so the overall design looks fine. We have guiding pins in all necessary areas, and that means that the assembly process will not be complicated as it might look to be, and the aircraft design of the real prototype is actually quite tricky, so that's why it's good to have a well thought design of the kit itself out of the box. As you can see here, we have the fuselage panels, not the halves, because these are 2 halves. This is the lower panel, and we also get some cockpit parts here, separate propellers here, and it's also good that propellers are molded as a single piece parts. It means that you get the right alignment out of the box. And I guess maybe it's worth flipping this sprue over, because here we have some features in the cockpit area. This is also important because this aircraft has relatively big canopy, so it will be visible once you get everything together. Next we continue with the side panels for the tail parts, And as you can see, again, we have the same external features as what we saw on the wing. These are raised rivets, and if I bring it closer like this, you can see what I'm talking about. But in my opinion, it's really good that ICM decided to copy it exactly in the same way as on the Rio aircraft. And of course, it will look interesting on your model. And the last two plastic sprues from this plastic bag are actually also tail panels. So these ones are for the opposite side from what we saw before, and this one is a bottom thing so that you can insert it from the bottom and basically avoid any unnecessary seams in such visible area. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag. You can hear that it's also a resealable plastic bag, so just give me a second and we will take a closer look together. Okay, so what do we have here? We have first of all the armament. It is supplied on 2 sprues. So here we have all the types of the possible armament for the Bronco. And this is really good because you will be able to choose the loadout scheme according to your preferences. And of course, all spare parts, they might come handy in your future builds. So this is definitely a welcome bonus. And of course, you don't have to waste extra money by trying to get some additional equipment for your aircraft, so that's also something I appreciate. Next, we continue with another plastic sprue. So here we get a lot of additional bits for this aircraft. As you can see, landing gear wheels, also the separate wing mechanization. And note that wing mechanization parts are separated into 2 halves due to their thickness, so you have to combine them together in order to get the proper part. Of course, do not forget to work on the possible, let's say, connection areas between these parts, because it will be quite important. I'm opening another plastic bag which was inside, because usually that's how ICM packs clear parts. So this kit is not an exclusion from this rule, and we are going to open it. Of course, it helps to preserve the parts intact. As you can see here, we have the canopy parts. Molding quality is amazing, just like in any other ICM kit recently, so it's just a matter of careful painting. And I hope that masks are supplied here, so it will be, I mean, not masks, but mask templates. So it will be necessary just to cut your own masks according to these templates, and you'll be good to go. Next, we continue with the last gray plastic sprue for this aircraft. So here you can see the cockpit parts. We also have more of the mechanization, some landing gear parts. I can see also this fuel tank and also some minor elements which should be placed here and there. But again, molding quality is really great. Even on the tiniest parts, it looks clean and crisp. So it's just a matter of careful installation of these parts. Maybe you can also get some aftermarket P, because it will bring a noticeable change in your aircraft. And of course, if you are striving for a better result, that's definitely a way to go. And now we are going for the 1/48 scale kit of the Cobra helicopter. And here comes the interesting part, because as you remember, ICM has AH-1G, meaning Cobra helicopter, in a 1/32 scale. So you might wonder where we actually getting from this smaller scale release. So it is coming from Special Hobby. As you remember, first we reviewed the separate release from Special Hobby. You can find it easily on our YouTube channel. And now we are checking it as a part of ICM kit. So here we start with a clear plastic sprue. So here we have the canopy parts. Obviously you will be able to open the canopy. I'm wondering if we get the masks template for this aircraft, because original kit does not include such thing, and you have to actually cut it with your own hands and tools. But who knows, maybe here we have slightly different situation. Next, we continue with 2 sprues for the external armament. I guess these are rocket launchers, and also the few tanks or bombs. But all this stuff comes as a standard bonus, so you don't have to buy it again, as I said in the case of aircraft equipment. Here we continue with the machine gun. So as you can see, it is also nicely detailed. And first, when I saw this part, I really like that it's molded as a single piece part. So it means you just have to carefully separate it, and it's ready to be used straight off the frame. Next, we continue with another rocket launcher. So here it is. Again, narrow plastic sprue, slightly different design, I would say, from what we are used to see on ICM kits. Next, we continue with the white plastic sprue. So here we have two types of this landing gear skis. Also here you can see some parts for the front turret, because we are also given two options for the front turret or nose turret, which is great because you will be able to choose the necessary configuration for your build. Again, more parts for the rocket launchers. And as you can see, they are all built out of two hulls. We have guiding elements inside, so it's pretty easy assembly, as long as you will be, let's say, treating all the possible gaps and seams between these two hulls. We also have the towing rack for this helicopter. This is a really great bonus because here, as you remember, we can depict it together with the helicopter pilots and the ground crew. So you can use this towing rack in order to expand your diorama in 1/48 scale. Next, we continue with the cockpit parts. So here you have to assemble a lot of parts together, and actually manufacturer gives you pretty much all the necessary features which you might expect out of the box. Of course, you can get more by getting some aftermarket P, but it will cost extra, and that's already your decision if you would like to spend or invest more into your kit. Next, we continue with the tail fin. So each version should be glued out of two hulls. We also have here the external rivets as well as the recessed panel lines. We have the instrument panels for both pilots, and everything looks fine. So this kit is as good as the recent releases from Special Hobby. Here inside you can see that guiding elements are present, so there is nothing to be worried about, and the assembly process should be quite straightforward. Next, another plastic sprue. Here we have a lot of small parts, so I guess these ones will be needed both for the external features and maybe also for some cockpit features. We will see it in the assembly manual. Next, we continue with the fuselage hulls. So both are molded together with the tail section, but without tail fin, as you remember, because it was needed in order to copy the different versions. We have the main rotor molded as a single piece part, which is pretty cool because it's quite a large part, but we still get it as a single piece part. Obviously, these fuselage hulls, they have the guiding elements, and I think they look quite neat. I mean, all the external features are as good as the big scale brother, let's say, so it's just a matter of careful gluing of all these parts together. Next, I'm opening the figurine sprue. So here we have parts for pilots, as you remember, and of course they are in gray color. So here is the first one. I will zoom in a bit, and while you are checking this sprue, I will open the next one. But of course you can notice that the parts division is somewhat similar to what we are used to see in 1/35 scale, even though these parts are slightly smaller than the 35 scale. And of course we have quite nice external features or the sculpting on these figures, so it will be a matter of careful painting and then you'll be good to go. So here you can see another figurine set, and it is as good as what we saw on the previous one. So as I said, really nice bonus to have out of the box. Now we're moving on to this special folder. Maybe I'll open it off the camera, but first I'll show what I'm talking about. So here we have the special folder. If you open it, we have all the necessary assembly manuals. Actually, I can just show them that, for example, here we have the manual for the helicopter pilots. This is the manual for US pilots, aircraft pilots. Here we have the manual for this helicopter. So I guess we actually should get the masking guide. We also have the new decal sheet here. So here you can see it. And printing quality looks nice. It's not written where it was printed, but still it looks good. And I think we can check one thing. So here you can see the camouflages. A lot of aircraft with the shark mouth. We have the loadout scheme, and we have the masking guide. So yes, that's really cool. I mean, the masking template. And another assembly manual is for the Bronco. So again, we have a large decal sheet here as well in the assembly manual. Just give me a second, I will take it out. So here it is. And it's the same as the sole release, so you won't be surprised, but the quality looks good as well, and pretty much the same printing format as you can see, so all the instructions should be understandable. So this kit should be already available, and you can get it in Modelimax webshop. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such a release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.